thought we'd come together to do some pumpkin molds, pumpkin coasters, and I want to try the crackle effect. This is my second attempt. The tricky part is the stem because the resin will move into it. The first time I decided to do a different color with the stem and do some metallic mica powder, that didn't work out well. So now we're just going to pretend the stem is not there and just fill the mold normally and see what happens. I have mixed up Teexpert Pure Glossy Resin. It's a 1-to-1 low to medium viscosity resin. I am at 31 degrees Celsius, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to go about filling my cups now. There are 4 cups. My first cup, I want to put double the amount in. So that cup's almost triple the amount. Let's see how much I can put in there though. Now I'm going to try to divide the rest up in my little cups. And let's see how I'm doing. Oh, that looks pretty good. I need a lot in the first cup to sort of put a base layer in my molds to start the mica powder movement. So I'm trying to put a lot in this cup. All right, so that's it. Our resin is in our cups. That's going to be my transparent. My first transparent is Octopus Fluids Resin Ink Espresso. And I'm going to do 8 drops because I have a good amount of resin in this cup. I'm opening it to the side so it doesn't get crusty bits in there because it gets crusty bits around the top. Actually, I'm going to do 10. There is a good bit of resin in this cup, so, and I do want it to be kind of dark. I'm going to give it a good mix up. The mold is from Molds and Shapes. I'm so excited. I love their molds. It's also deeper than a lot of coaster molds that you get like this, which is good because it gives you more room to do effects. All right, I think I've got it mixed up pretty good. I colored my stick a bunch. I should have put it in the resin first and it wouldn't have sucked up so much color. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, even though we haven't done our other colors, I am gonna start filling the molds so that it can move around a little bit while we're mixing the rest of our colors. Just a tad more. All right. Now, in my next one, I got this new watermelon from Eye Candy. Been dying to try it. Don't know if it's the right color for this effect, but I wanted to use it, so that's what we're using. I need to take a good amount because I want it to be heavy. Not just color the resin, but give it some weight. I love Eye Candy mica powders. They're one of my favorites. They don't leave the powder residue. You don't have to worry about that as much as long as you mix it well. You guys know what I'm talking about, those powder chunks that sometimes mess up our projects. Look how pretty that is. It has like a gold color to it. In my next cup, I'm doing pumpkin, of course. And I'm gonna do, let's just do 5 drops. Actually, let's do 7. Because you guys know I was gonna wanna add more anyway. Might as well go ahead and add the 2 drops now. See if it's dark enough. We do want some color to it. I'm going to go in and add a little bit of this to the mold. I don't quite need as much in some, but there we go. And then our last color I have from Let's Resin Color Shift, orange. And again, I'm going to use a good bit. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Gonna give it a mix up. Oops, these sticks I bought aren't very great. This one just fell apart. But they were cheap. That's what matters, right? Because I go through so many of them. There we go. All right, so this is just a darker orange. Let's Resin mica powders are good too. If you're looking for any products, in the description of my video, there are coupon codes. I don't like to pay full price for anything, so I don't want you guys to either. All right, so now I'm going to give this a little shove around. It's warm, so it doesn't move around as quickly on its own. So sometimes you do have to give it a little shove around, and hopefully, I'm also checking to see that I've got enough in the molds. Do this very lightly because you don't want to scratch your mold. I'm not worried about the stem. If it goes up into the stem, I'm okay with that. I'm not worried about mixing the two colors because they're going to combine anyway. All right. So some of them have gone up into the stem a little. So I wonder if we should go ahead, just for consistency's sake, encourage this to move into the stem. Just give it a little encouragement to go that direction already. It's very thick, so it needs a lot of encouragement. All right, I'm not worried about doing it any further. We're going to take our first mica powder. And you could see it already moving towards the stem. And I want to use all of this. So I'm just dividing it evenly as best I can into the molds. All right. Now we're going to put a little of this back in. Trying not to fill the molds. I'm already running out of space. All right, so next we need our next mica powder. This last mold is pretty full. All right. Now I have a orange left, and I'm gonna try to do this evenly. I do have this mold's pretty full, so I'm just going to put a little bit in each center. I don't want the center to have too much clear because I'm not putting any bits in it. So I don't want it to stay too open. All right, let me look around. Everything looks pretty good. I might be able to put just a tad more in here. All right. So I've got all the resin in. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes and I'm going to hit it with a little heat. I want to avoid using the torch as much as possible because I love this mold. So I'm going to wait for it to, a lot of the bubbles to rise to the surface. Then I'm going to keep an eye on it, and in say 45 minutes or so, I'm going to come in and see if the center has closed on this side. If it hasn't, I'm going to give it a little swirl to close the center. I just think adding bits here would look a little funny in the middle of a pumpkin. But we'll test this and see how it works out. Maybe we'll have to add bits in the future. All right, we'll be back when it's time to unmold these. All right, we're back to see how these worked out, whether they worked out better than my last try to get the effect I want in pumpkins. Oh, wow, that is so cool. Can you see that really well? I don't know. That is so cool. Now, I did have the concern about the center, but I actually think that looks okay. I think that worked out. Maybe not the last pour into the center. Oh, wow. The colors are right. Everything is right. That is super cool. I can't wait to try the tray with this, because that's just super cool looking pumpkins. Look at that. That crackle is absolutely gorgeous. It worked out so well in this mold. Ugh, I'm in love with it. It's perfect.